We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight and hold support here. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 11:10 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Netflix bot. Our Netflix bot at 10:20 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 70% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump to these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, back under a bear indicator at the 509 level since yesterday, canceling out that bull indicator from down here at the 500 level. It was the first bear indicator that popped up in the last several days, and now we've done a full transition from the rip area to the dip area. And we talked about how important the support of 507 and 505 is, and here it is, fighting to stay above 505, and we broke that down in yesterday's video. Now, it wasn't just the SPY with the bear indicator. You had the QQQ here with a bear indicator at 432, and we were watching Tesla, right? You could see it here was under full strength of a bull indicator at 168, hitting up here near 199. That weakness showed up, full transition, and a bear indicator has now popped up at 189 following the QQQ and the SPY, right? And same thing with Apple, right? It pushed up, consolidation, and a bear indicator popping up now and confirming in the last 30 minutes at the 173.50 level. And you had Netflix here falling in the first half of the day, but it's been under a bear indicator since last Friday and rejected twice up here, right? At the 562 level. So definitely something to not ignore here in the bigger picture, how these stocks were under strength and now bear indicators are dominating again on multiple stocks. So definitely something that I will be watching here going into tomorrow and the rest of this week. Now, when we zoom out and look at this from the bigger picture on the 1 hour chart, we could see here how a bear indicator popped up for the first time, right? We were talking about how this bull indicator was dominating from the 500 level, full transition from the dip area to multiple rip areas. But now in this consolidation, supports have been broken through. It's fighting to stay above the next support of 505, which we're going to break down the key levels in just a moment, that I will be watching going into tomorrow and what's going on with the inflow versus outflows. But a bear indicator popped up at 508.94, and now it's been dominating here, and a full transition has happened back down from the rip area to the dip area. So definitely something to watch here going into the after hours and going into tomorrow. Now, when we zoom into the volatility of the 15-minute, we could see here the chop between yesterday's sideways action and consolidation and today's pre-market action. A bear indicator finally dominated at the 509.70 area and continued to break down through support. It thought it would consolidate and then break, consolidate and then break, and here it is trying to double bottom, right? So the question mark is, will it try to push itself back up here into the after hours and going into tomorrow? And we're going to break down the key levels I would watch and what's going on with the inflow versus outflows. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, with outflows crossing the midpoint, right? You could see that there, full weakness there in the bigger picture, and this is something we were watching, right? It was getting really close, and I broke this down in yesterday's video. If in the bigger picture it crossed, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts, because we see it here when it happened last week from Wednesday to Thursday, and things dropped from 506 down to 497, right? And it did a full transition as well from the rip area to the dip area, and that's what we're seeing here happening very quickly here from the 510 area down to 505. Outflows hitting negative 5.6. So definitely something here to watch as it's leveling off. Will it continue to push away from it, or will it come back up? I will be watching that closely here going into the after hours and going into tomorrow. Now, as we see it here on the 30-minute, it crossed over on the pre-market. All day those outflows dominated. They're currently sitting at negative 5.11, and it's currently green, trying to come back up, and it's going to be crucial for it to cross the midpoint to reflect any further strength here and retest of any resistance level to the upside. So I will be watching that here on the 30-minute, and in the volatility of the 15-minute, you could see it there, these inflows trying to pick up, leveling off, and as it's trying to head towards the midpoint, it has came back down. So we have a divergence here. As it continues going lower, inflows are trying to go upwards, right? And they're currently sitting at negative 2.2. Now, if these outflows were to cross the downside, right, and go ahead and switch from green to red, pulling further away from the midpoint, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts. And the first support I'll be watching is 503. If that weakness rolls over into the 30-minute, turning it red again and pulling further away, the next support is 500. And then below that, I'll be watching 498. To the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to pick back up, cross the midpoint, start to reflect that strength into these charts, roll it over into the 30-minute and 1 hour, and the first resistance is 505, which it's fighting to try to get back above. It's currently sitting here at 504.70 in the volatility. I'll be watching if it can break through that going into the after hours and tomorrow, and if that gets broken through, the next resistance is 507, and then I'll be watching the 510 area where things slowed down here in the last 2 days after having a strong run from the 500 area to the 510 level. So these are going to be crucial and critical. The inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them, and the bull and bear indicators, as bear indicators have popped up on multiple time frames. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.